Hey, welcome again to another edition of the Labor Agenda TV show. One of your hosts, Corey Hester, president of IBEW Local 1288 Union.
And I'm Rick Thompson, business manager, IBEW Local 1288 Union.
And today we have a very special guest, one Miss
Belinda McIntyre.
And Miss McIntyre, where do you work?
I work at the Lamar Community Office.
So you're an employee of Memphis Like Gas and Water.
I am.
So we're gonna put you in this hot seat today.
I want to look at we pull up mask up so you can see her face.
No,
She trying to hide.
I'm social distance.
Yeah, she's trying to hide out. So when somebody see her face, so if you said something, she said something about somebody, then you can't come get her.
Yeah.
That's right.
You really won't know who she really is.
That's right.
So, well, let me ask you this question. What do you think about what happened Monday?
Actually, Monday I was off.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was off Friday and Monday, and I heard about what happened,
Mhm.
but I wasn't privy to that directly.
Okay, so when you saw the news reports of how the lines was at the community offices about customers trying to get in to get assistance on their utility bills.
Well, I mean, that's a daily thing for us at the Lamar office. I mean, they're pretty much wrapped around the building every day.
When you say Lamar, exactly what do you actually do? What do you do at the Lamar office?
I'm a credit counselor at the Lamar office.
And that entails what?
Actually, we see customers that come in to set up services, make payment arrangements, things of that nature. But we are not seeing customers at this time, so we're taking the calls, of the overflow calls from the call center.
Okay. So you actually you're assisting the CCC department.
Exactly, yeah.
So basically, you do the credit counselors and the service advisors really do the same thing, except for you make the arrangement in person. Service advisors make the arrangement on the telephone.
Yes.
So right now you're assisting the service advisors or the call center
Mhm.
on the telephone.
Yes, we're doing that as well as the deferred payment programs that they've implemented for the pandemic, or during the pandemic. We are doing all of those.
What is deferred payment?
That's where we're allowing the customers to pay 25% of their account balance and spread their balance out over a 12-month period.
Okay, so right now, a person, if you owe, say, $1,000, you only have to pay 25%, and then they spread it out over, how long?
12 months.
12 months? Okay, give you a whole year to pay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
take the balance and spread out over 12 months, yes.
Okay, so they break it down in 12 payments,
Yes.
along with your regular utility bill every month.
Okay.
Then you pay, okay, that's still, that's a big help
That is.
to a lot of customers.
It is.
Yeah. So are the customers aware that they still gonna accrue that monthly bill on top of that?
Well, with good explanation, we just have to make sure that we explain it to the customers in details, because some customers will think initially that they're only gonna be paying that 75% over 12 months. So you just have to make sure you break it down to the customers and let them know that it's that in addition to their normal bill.
Okay, so y'all heard that then, the customer, if you got a big bill, which a lot of customer does, MLGW will allow you to come in and pay 25% on your bill, and then give you 12 additional payments. You can make 12 additional payments over 12 months to pay the rest of that bill in addition to your monthly bill that comes every month.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably that's a good deal,
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't have $1,000
No.
or $2,000, but they can pay 25%.
Exactly.
So hey, this is what MLGW does
Yeah.
to its customers. They understand that everybody can't afford to pay money. Everybody get in bad shape. In fact, if you look at what MLGW does, they have a lot of payment plans. They have a lot of plans where they can actually help the customer.
That's true.
Sure is. And it's only because you own MLGW. Now, if this was a private company, MLGW was a private company, you either pay or get turned off.
Being the dog.
Period. Pay or get turned off. But I think MLGW is mighty lenient. Sometimes, even I think they too lenient sometimes. But, but, you know, we still got customers that comes in and get mad at the employees. And Corey and I always tell the customer, please, when you go to the credit offices or the employees have to come to your house, either read the meter or whatever they have to do, they're under orders.
That's true.
They're going strictly by policy, and if they didn't do what they're doing, they will get fired. They'll get disciplined up to and including termination.
Under this administration, you fired.
So my point is we you know when you come in, be courteous to, because see, we got policies that states that employees have to be very courteous to respectful to customers, and they do. And we just asking you as a customer to be respectful to the employees that are handling your service, because they're only doing what they are charged to do by policy. If they didn't do it, they would be in trouble. And
Yes.
if you have any complaints, MLGW got a complaint line. You can also come to the MLGW Board of Commissioners. They'll start that back up, where you can come to the MLGW board meeting. You can make complaints. You can make complaints to the Memphis City Council. But understand that the employees is only doing what they are instructed to do by policy and as a condition of employment. If they didn't do it, they would be terminated.
Yes.
So understand, whatever they're doing, you know, if you think it's harsh, it's not being done because this is what they want to do. They're doing it because it's what policies say.
That's right. They follow the work rules.
So we always trying to look out for our employees.
Yes.
And,
Appreciate it.
So how long you been working for MLGW?
Actually, in April of next year, to be 12 years.
Okay, you've been working for MLGW for 12 years. Do you like being a credit counselor?
I do.
You love being a credit counselor.
I do. I do. I enjoy that immensely. I like working with the public. So I like dealing with people. I'm a people person, so I really do like dealing with people.
Well, if you like dealing with people,
You're in the right place.
if you like dealing with people, you know, every time I come to the Lamar office, it seems like it'd be pretty packed with people.
That's right. But there is no shortage, and there's definitely no shortage of dealing with people when you're at the Lamar office.
Is the Lamar office the most busiest of all of the community offices?
I don't know, because you got some of pretty busy too.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I should say, one of the most challenging. I think between Lamar, Summer, and downtown, you know, you kind of weigh that out, but you know, you got the counselors. You have more counselors downtown than you do at Lamar or Summer. So, you know, it doesn't seem as busy, but
Time I come by there is busy. It's a lot.
Lamar.
Lamar office is always busy. I'm just saying comparatively to the downtown and then Summer, you know, we are a lot busier, but they're busy as well. I mean, you know, we're servicing our customers at all three office locations plus the other two as well as much as we
Yeah, because even over at the Lamar office here lately, particularly lately, the line go all the way down Shelby Drive, all the way to the no, I'm talking down, they go all the way down to the railroad tracks. right there on the, I'm talking about down Chevy.
You think about
You think
the
about
Whitehaven
The
office?
Whitehaven office, I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Whitehaven office, it'd be pretty busy too, here, especially here lately,
Yeah,
because I seen that line, I said, oh man, this line all the way down to the railroad
Yeah,
tracks.
and Lamar was down around the corner, down by the Aldis.
yeah, exactly.
Going up
And
towards
they-
those apartments.
Yeah, they were down towards the Aldi's, and it's just generally the way the Lamar office stays, down toward Aldi's. So much so is that they had, I guess, had to start directing traffic, have police
Yeah.
officers out there directing traffic because people blocked the other driveways of the other businesses, so. But we stay busy, but I have to give it to the cashiers, they're doing a good job, they're handling their business.
Okay, well,
They are handling
but,
their business.
And then, of course, we want to commend the cashiers for doing such a great job. We have cashiers at 3 community offices.
yeah,
We got the Millerton office, we have this Whitehaven and Summer office, and, well, we don't have any,
Summer.
no, we don't have any at Summer.
Summer. No, they
we don't
closed
have,
it
okay,
up.
we don't have any at Summer, but we have it at Lamar and Whitehaven.
And Millerton.
And
they have
Millerton,
drive-through there.
so we got 3 offices where you can go to, you can pay at the window. And of course, these employees do a outstanding job.
yes.
Trying to get you in, and get you out that line.
Mhm.
So, believe me, these employees have had extensive training.
Yes.
So, believe me, they're about their business.
They are.
Mhm.
They're about their business. Your job and the cashier's job have to work like hand in hand, right?
Yeah, we definitely have to work closely together, I mean, just to make everything work, so,
Smooth transition.
yes, teamwork definitely makes the dream work, so.
And then what y'all do actually affects dispatching, which allows dispatching to route the service orders out to the techs in the field.
That's true, yes, yes, so it's it comes full circle. I mean, it really does, everybody has to work together in order to make this a smooth transition, for the customers. We have to work together.
So when you think about that deferred payment plan, does the prepaid customers can get that as well?
Well, what the prepaid customers are being allowed to do at this time is to, what we call reset their prepaid balances. So what they do is that they pay 25% of what they owe plus $100, and then we reset the balance of what they owe. So that's helping the prepaid customers out a lot in order to keep them from getting cut off. Now, if they wanted to set up deferred, they could do that as well. Sometimes it's beneficial to them, sometimes it's not.
Okay.
But they are definitely given those options. So we have all kinds of plans trying to work with these customers.
And that's the good thing about it, letting the customer know that we got different plans and avenues that MNGW is really trying to work with them.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So speaking of MNGW, how would you rate how MNGW handled the pandemic?
I think they did I'm gonna go back to the payment plans and that they're offering. I think that they did an excellent job as far as that is concerned in offering, but the initial, not cutting customers off, I think that created a big problem for some customers. Yes, they may not have had the money because I think they were trying to be empathetic with the customers, but in the end, it kind of hurt the people a lot
Came back
because
around.
some people just didn't pay because they just didn't want to pay because they knew they didn't have to pay because we weren't cutting off.
Well, I think telling the customer that they wasn't gonna get turned off until the end of the year, I think that was a rookie mistake.
Big mistake.
I think it was a rookie mistake. I think when the president came out and said that he didn't understand the culture of Memphis and the customers of Memphis and Shelby County, even if he was not gonna cut off until the first of the year or the end of the year, I don't think he should have had a threat out there to the employees, in my opinion, saying, hey, we're gonna turn your utilities off, but I told the cutoff department, don't turn off.
Mhm.
Because when most of our customers, a lot of our customers really spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
when,
Very much.
you know, all you got to do is say, you have somebody that's getting ready to pay the bill, and they mess around, be in line, and they say, well, we stop cutting out, let's get out the line. And keep their money.
And we had a lot of customers that did that. They had initially set up the arrangement when we were scheduled to cut off on August 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
They had set up to make the payments. We were allowing them 3 days to make the payment, 25% payment of their bills. And then when they found out that we weren't cutting off until the 24th, a lot of people didn't go through with that. And we ended up having to cancel those deferred payment plans. And then they started all back over again. Then on the 24th came around, some of them were setting it up again.
If he would have, like you said, Rick, if he would have left that threat out there on the customer saying, and still sent the bills out, saying you're gonna be disconnected, chances are most customers would have paid something.
Right, you would have had, you would have had the normal people that didn't pay their bill, and, you know, trying to make a payment arrangement. But you had what happened this time is you had a lot of people that just, if there's no threat of being turned off, they are not gonna pay.
No.
Simple as that. And you have, with MLGW being a utility company that's owned by the people of the city of Memphis, and most people that have not lived anywhere but Memphis, they don't understand how brutal these utility companies are. You don't pay, you don't get nothing. You turned off. Simple as that. You don't pay, that's it.
Especially like up in Tipton County, you know, because they water separate from electric and gas, and there is no grace period. When they said bill due on the 31st, you either pay or you off on the 31st. That's just how most utilities operate. But you think about Memphis Light, Gas and Water, how we give customers time and time again to pay their bill. You know, you go out there for one service, disconnect this month, next month, so another one service, and then you know, they got ample opportunity. And I guess when customers is used to being catered to like we do them, you know, when you say you're gonna cut off, I mean, hey, they feel like, hey, I got it made now.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But you say you've been with the company 12 years.
12 years in April.
In April. Do you see any other upper mobility where you want to go anywhere else?
Yes,
Where you like to go?
to assistant business manager at the IBEW union. And he did ask.
Now, let's clarify one thing.
Just in case they didn't hear what she said, because it took me a minute. What she said is she'd like to be a system business manager at IBEW Union. We gotta talk about this on the side.
Great. You know, but she said it alone, so you gotta get her to say it on. You gotta let her say it, and we'll be right back after these commercials.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Houston, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation, and you can become a giver as well by visiting our website at www.johnnydawsonfoundation.org.
A blanket and Valentine's Day.
Hey, my name is Marco Sanchez. I'm a first share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charity Foundation.
My name is Glenda Hicks, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Hi, my name is Tommy Polian. I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Charitable Foundation. Giving back is everybody's responsibility in the community.
Hi, I'm Bill Hawkins, and I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Helping the community is everybody's responsibility.
And welcome back. Now, we're gonna take the noise out. And your upper mobility is you would like to go where?
We gotta do an instant replay.
Yeah, Rick. Let's do this instant replay.
Now, tell me, can you drop the mask a little bit?
I will drop my
I'll
drop your
I'll drop my
mask.
mask for this one.
Okay.
So you said where you like to go? Oh, you want some upper
My
mobility?
upward mobility would be to go to IBEW Local 1288, Assistant Business Manager. That's my upward mobility.
Hey, she did not even bite her tongue.
I'll take my class over
You
there.
know, some things you don't have to, some things you just don't have to think about. I mean, you know, you just, it is. I'm sorry, Corey, not trying to take your position.
Now, listen, I will tell you this.
Yes, sir.
That's a 24-hour job.
That's right. That's right. Hey,
That's a 24-hour job.
Okay. All right.
So you saying you up to doing that
Of
task?
course I am. I am. I mean, I know my capabilities and, you know, my availability, so.
So you don't mind, that job requires you to give up some of your time. And I'm not talking about only company time, I'm talking about your time.
Mhm.
family time.
Yeah, family time.
You know, I have two grown sons that that's my family. And, you know, of course I have other family members as well, my grandkids, but, I mean, you know, they know that I have to do what I have to do.
Let me ask you this question, since you brought it up.
Yes, sir.
How long have you looked at that job as being a upper mobility for you?
Actually, let me see, I think when Ruth was there,
Okay.
so I don't know how long. it
So
was.
if it's 2 or 3 years ago.
No, longer than that.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
I think, no, okay, got you. Yeah. Okay, you're right. So that's been about maybe 6 years ago.
Mhm.
So maybe 6 years ago. How long you going to come?
12.
You been at 12. So halfway through your tenure, you decided. That's why when you was a steward, assistant business manager is like being a steward on steroids.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
And that's because I like advocating for the people. So that's when I started looking at it, you know, when I saw what Ruth did back then and she was into it. And then that's what kind of inspired me and had me start looking at, and then like you said, as a union steward, I was always having to advocate for the people and do things of that nature. And again, that on steroids as an assistant business manager, I saw that. And that was what I decided.
well, you do
I'd like to do
know,
that.
you do know as assistant business manager, you make a lot of enemies.
Well, as a credit counselor, you make a lot of enemies.
Yeah, but
See, at a credit council with enemies, you just down here. Assistant business manager, y'all enemies bands are taller than this building.
Well, I'll tell you what, you should be a steward.
Mhm.
You made a lot of enemies, right?
Mhm.
Just think of that on steroids.
Okay.
Just think that 50 times.
Yeah.
But my thing is that, you know, with me, I'm able and capable of making a choice with personal and then business. So if it's a business enemy and it's a rightful business enemy, okay, we'll deal with that. But if it's a personal and it's an enemy made that way, there's nothing.
Everybody make it personal.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody make it
You know,
personal.
but I can't.
See,
You gotta learn to separate the two.
well, the thing about it, being assistant business manager, every issue is personal to that person.
No matter how wrong they are. They don't care how wrong they are.
That's right.
Well, you know, the one thing I've learned a long time ago, I had an old supervisor I used to work for in mortgages, doing mortgages and banking, and then when he left and we went to code enforcement, he brought me over to code enforcement too when I came back to, Memphis. My thing is, a long time ago, he said, first of all, don't let anybody determine and decide whether you eat lobster or if you're eating chicken. And that's the, mode that I've always been in, and that's the mode I stay in. So, my determination and what I do is based on what I do. I'm not gonna let anybody else determine. So no matter if you hate me or whatever, if I'm doing my job, then.
Well, this job here determine whether you're gonna eat lobster or chicken, because you may not never get to eat.
Yes.
You get so busy.
I might eat a hot dog.
Well, I mean, if you gotta eat a hot dog, if that's the top of the menu, then that's what you're eating.
Because the job is so demanding.
Mm-hmm.
And, Rick, I always say you always got to keep your head on the swivel. Because there's always something coming around the corner.
Of course.
It's always. So,
I've lived my life pretty much like that, I think. It's my head on a swivel. I'm always watching out. I always felt like I've always had to watch my back because of personal, you know, maybe what people may think of you personally who don't know you, you know, like I always says, a lot of things can get better or be determined if you just have a conversation with people. So my head is constantly on a swivel, even today,
Well,
always.
one thing I will say at MLGW, well, period, it's not just MLGW. It will appear to me when I look at what's going on in the city and at MLGW, it seems like the women is doing all the work. It seems like the women is the ones who are dedicated. The women are the ones who have the courage. I mean, really, it's sickening, really, when I think about it. You got all these men
That won't fight.
that they waiting on the women to make the way. And then once the way is being made, then they waiting on to break through the door now.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's really sickening when I see it. When I see a lot of stuff that's going on, I deal with a lot of people at the company, both men and women. It seems like if you want to get something done or you want some real dedicated people, it's the women for some reason or other. Which you know, it's not bad. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I am saying it in a bad way.
But the reality is, it's true. The men don't want to fight until it's like the women do all the leg work, get you to the door, then here come a bum rush of men coming in talking about, we was here first, let's get you over the threshold. And the women have already got you over the threshold.
It was the first thing the men be saying, we were behind the scenes. We were helping you now. You couldn't have got there without us because we were behind the scenes doing this work.
It's like you finna go on the house. You don't, the ladies got the key. They put the key in the lock. Here the men coming. I got it. And it's sad cause that.
Well, no, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like women get ready to go through the house. In one of them houses, they don't know if somebody in the house or not. They open the door, go through the door, go in there and sit. Ain't nobody in there. Then they come out to get their bag. Then the man come, I can help you with your bag.
But it shouldn't be that way.
No,
you
it
got the women, especially like in some water. Man, they jump in the fire way faster than a man will.
Yes, it will.
And it shouldn't be that way.
That's for sure.
You
It should not be.
You almost got to beg, and Rick, you know this. Some of the men, you go, hey, file agree. Well, see, he might retaliate.
Yeah, he sure gonna say that. He might retaliate. He retaliate.
But a woman?
Come in there. I want to file an agreement. Well, you know he might. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
He met with the wrong one.
I mean,
Yeah.
why do you think it's that way?
I know with me that I'm a strong woman because that's the way my mom raised me, you know, and my sister well, my mom and then my sister kind of carried on that tradition. I mean, there were 7 girls and 3 boys in my family, so there's a bunch of strong women in our family, so that's what we always had to carry on, just, you know, period. So it just carried over with me into my workforce, into my life, period.
You know, your family kind of mirrors my family in a way.
Oh, really?
It was. I had 7 sisters, 2 brothers, so 3 of us boys, so to speak. Well, 3 of men.
Yeah. And you got some tough women in your family, don't you?
They think they are. No, I had 2 as policemen. One of them died last year. But yeah, they think they tough. But
We have to be. I mean, you know, we have to be. And like I said, and it's unfortunate or fortunate that has to carry on into your, you know, just in your life and your workforce and whatever, because, like you say, if you don't have these men that are standing behind you or that's going to push through, you got to push through yourself. You know, it's all about self-preservation.
And here at Like Gas and Water, it's amazing that when you ask for volunteers, the women always outnumber the men. 3 to 1 almost sometimes.
unless you don't tell where they're gonna be at. You don't tell them, oh, I need somebody to help me do this right here, and you're gonna do this. But if you mess around and tell them what you're gonna do, then there'll be more women. They're gonna almost, well, I agree with you, Corey. There's gonna be more women every time.
Let's be honest about it.
History done showed us at MLGW, or at the IBEW, that when we need volunteers and we need help, the women is always ready to go.
Because I was gonna outnumber the men. And the bad part about it, if you look at the ratio, it's men 2 to 1 here in the union to the women.
Well, yeah, 2 or 3.
But you talking about being active, getting involved, the women outnumber the men.
That's right.
Oh,
Way outnumbered.
I
It ain't
don't
no-
care what you need.
There ain't no slight majority.
Wow.
If this union needs volunteers or needs somebody to do something, or to get a message out there, you ain't finna beat them women.
The women, you gonna get
You-
more
you know
women,
what I mean?
and it ain't no slight majority, it's a super majority. So,
When you talk about being involved with the union, the women is gonna always outnumber the men. When you talk about fighting for something, the women gonna outwork the men. And the men could be right, but they won't file that grievance because they in fear of retaliation. Now the woman can be wrong, but I don't like the way he talked to me. He
you met with the wrong
met
one.
with the wrong one. Ain't gonna file that grievance.
It's either that or you got the right one today.
That's true.
Yeah, the women ready, they ready now.
They're ready to fight.
I mean, and you have to stay ready. I mean, it's unfortunate, but.
A lot of that come from your raising, though, though.
Mhm.
Because you can't talk a person into having nerves.
No, you can't.
You can't talk a person into having backbone.
Nope.
And man, the women never. I haven't dealt with a scared woman yet.
Well, what Robert Young say, or was it Lee Gibson? If you're scared and you've only been here for 40 years, he's scared. You'll be scared when you be here for 1 month.
Yeah, Dr. Robert Young said that because when he was teaching me, he had 30-something years, and I told him, I said, yeah, you can do that because you got 30 years. He said, let me tell you something, Rick. He said, if you're scared, I don't care if you got 50 years, you're gonna be scared, or if you have 1 year or 50 years, you're gonna be scared.
Mhm.
If you ain't scared, you can have 1 year, 50 years, and you're gonna be scared. And I've seen that in my time being at the company. That's a true thing.
Man.
Well, that and as well as, like you always say, Ricky, you always tell us, say, if you're gonna be mean, you gotta be clean. So,
Yeah,
You gotta be clean.
Oh,
you
man.
know, so we.
That's number 1 rule. That's a golden rule.
Exactly, so that's why.
That's what Miss Crenshaw used to tell me that all the
That's why I
time.
don't be mean. I'm clean.
Yep. That is a true golden. That's one of them statements you ought to have made and put on a shelf. Because you're right. You ought to frame that because that is such a true statement.
If you're gonna be mean, you gotta be clean.
Because when you're clean, ain't nothing they can do to you.
That's right.
No.
That's
They ain't
right.
got, and there's nothing over your head.
That's right. Okay, moving along, right along a little bit. Corey, what do you think about the federal state election?
Man, look. First of all, folks, if you're not registered to vote, please go out and get yourself registered to vote. This is going to be such an important election that's coming up for all working people.
That's right.
All working people.
That's right. That's right.
People don't realize just how important election really is. But I see the Republicans trying to put that empathy out there to just try to downplay it
Mhm.
and try to say it's not important. Trust you me, your livelihood is going to depend on this
Yes.
upcoming election.
That's
So
right.
get yourself registered to vote, get your children, and then take them to the polls. And please, early vote. That way you ain't got to worry about them long lines.
Look here. I know you got some people that love that want to take care of their children for the rest of their life.
Mm.
They don't care how old they are. You want to take care of them, and that's fine. But what you need to do is, as a condition of taking care of them, tell them they got to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them they got to vote if they over 18 years old.
Especially living in your house.
If they living in your house, you can demand whether they vote or not. In fact, don't just take their word on did they go vote. Go vote with them, so you'll know they voted if they stay in your house.
That's right.
Because if they stay in your house, that means you taking care of them. You need the right person in office so you can keep making that money.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, both of y'all gonna be on.
Look, make sure they go vote, because if you got the wrong person in the house, they gonna stay in your house. You get the right person in the house, maybe they can get out your house.
That's a true saying, that's a true saying.
Hey, get out your house.
What's your take on voting?
Well, we do, excuse me, we do family voting. My sons and I always go, and they're not necessarily in my house, but we try to get together and go and vote together, and we usually do early voting.
Okay.
And it is imperative that everybody gets out and vote, because where we are now, it's not where we want to be 4 more years from now.
So,
You right about that?
we got in about another month, another month to 5 weeks, we're gonna be in early voting.
Yes.
We're gonna be early voting. So you need, as Corey said earlier, if you're not registered to vote, you got a few more days that you can go out and vote and still be able to, and then get your voting card and be able to vote in the upcoming election. Let me tell you something. This election is so important. Nobody can sit on the sideline.
No.
Nobody can sit on the sideline because you got so many people out there that's saying, "Oh, it don't matter who wins. They're gonna put who they want in office." Well, let me tell you something. Voting is a way to change insensitive leadership, elected and appointed officials. So most of the people who never vote is the one who always complaining. Why do you think that? The people that don't vote always complaining.
I know they said if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. So
But not only that, Rick, it is amazing how people who don't vote complain about everything that's going on until they get something free.
That's right.
That's
right.
They get something free, they happy.
That's right.
But voting and having the right person in office can change your financial outlook if you apply it yourself too.
That's right.
Now, I ain't saying you can get something free,
That's
but
right.
at the same time, I believe you ought to be able to work.
That's
But
right.
you can change, you have opportunity to change your status if you apply it yourself.
That's right.
So, in speaking of voting, you can and with early voting, you can vote anywhere. Just show your ID. You can vote anywhere inside of Shelby County doing early voting. So, I'm encouraging everybody to go out and early vote. Don't wait till election day to go and vote.
Even if you stay in Memphis, you can vote in Germantown.
Yep.
You can vote in Collierville. Doing early voting now. Anywhere there's voting going on in Shelby County, you can go vote anywhere during this election.
You show your state ID, go on in there. Pull up, because some voting places ain't gonna close till 5 o'clock, and then if you get enough work at say 1 or 2 in the afternoon, you can go and run on over there and go vote and get it on over with. So please get yourself, get your kids, get everybody registered to vote, and y'all go to the polls. As Ms. McIntyre said, you go to the polls together as a family. Everybody go vote early.
That's right. Nobody can sit on the sideline on this one.
No,
not on
man.
this one, no.
I mean, we got a madman in office that we need to get out of office.
Oh man, what you? Hey, speaking of the madman, have you ever seen a president lie at 12 and then lie again at 12:02?
Oh, yeah.
And then
Not
say,
until this one.
and then say at 12:05 he didn't say the first line?
Wait, not that so fast.
That is amazing.
The people that support him believed him when he said it at 12 o'clock. At 12:02, he said the same thing. They believe him
At 12:05.
at 12:05. They believe both. Then they put it up on the screen and they believe both of them. I believe when he said that, and I believe when he said that, and both of them contradict each other.
Yeah. We're in a scary situation right now. This is, everybody's got to get out and vote.
If we don't get that madman out of office,
Yeah.
he a madman.
And don't let that $1,200 stimulus check fool you.
That's what
Oh,
that was
but-
all about. That was his name. He made you put the name on the shit.
That check gone now.
Yeah,
No,
it's gone, way
that's
gone, way gone.
And look,
Now, one thing I will say about black people, they always want to know, what have you done for me lately? When they start saying I gave you that $1,200 2 months ago, they go, all that's gone.
yeah.
I liked it you then, but what you gonna do for me
Now,
now?
look, you right about that. Look, that $1,200 got spent the same day the check came in.
But it didn't get spent at I'm sorry.
What you say? They should have went and paid the utility bill.
Hey.
They should have went and paid that utility bill. And let me just say this right here on that utility bill deal. I would encourage everybody to go out and pay the utility bill. Pay something on that bill. Even when you can't pay the whole bill, pay something on that utility bill, cause at some point, it gonna come, you gonna have to pay.
At some
At some
point,
point, MLGW cannot afford to allow your utility bill to stay on indefinite and you don't pay anything. And then, I am not for people getting free utility bills. I'm just not. I think, I gotta pay, you gotta pay.
definitely.
Now, I do understand that some people get in trouble.
Mhm.
They need help. And MLGW got plenty of programs that help people. And they pretty lenient when you can look at what they do, how people handle that in other cities. I mean, if they, you know, when they hear about what MLGW got, they can't even believe it.
Mhm.
They can't even believe it because in the other cities, you don't pay your bill.
Well, you know, look at what was it, last month, Entergy down in Mississippi. They followed Like Gas and Water, Memphis Like Gas and Water program of giving the customer a 12-month deferred payment plan. So it goes back to what Barbara Ware always said, Memphis Like Gas and Water is unique. We should concentrate on being Memphis Like Gas and Water, not nobody else. Now here we got a whole nother company that mirror and copy out what we doing up here. So I echo what Rick is saying. Pay something on your bill. In the long run, paying something is going to benefit you at the end. It may not seem that way in the beginning, but in the end, it's going to benefit you.
That's right. That's right. You know, you got to pay your bills now. I mean, I'm for MLGW having all these programs to help people, if they can. Some people you can't help. No matter how much you help them, they still say you ain't done nothing for me,
No, the show
and
ain't.
they're never gonna say you done anything to them unless you give them something free. But
And there's also a lot of program assistance out there, like CSA, MIFA, those programs
Yeah.
as well.
yeah, Johnny Dawson.
Yeah, and you gotta utilize those programs, and some
And-
people just won't do
And
it.
then look what the city of Memphis just did. Just gave Like Gas and Water, what, $3.5 million to further help assist in paying utility bills. So there's help out there, and then you can overhelp. Because at the same time, I do believe a person needs to take responsibility in their own hands.
That's right.
Because after all, you did occur that bill.
That's right.
Then nobody, you know, you stand in the house now.
I'm for employees taking personal responsibility for their action. I'm for the customer taking personal responsibility when it comes to paying these bills. Now, I do understand that a customer do get in trouble.
Yeah.
I understand that. Believe me, I do. Because especially in these times, a lot of people don't have a job, this, that, and the other. But a lot of people do have the money to pay, and if you don't put pressure on them or put some threat on them that they're gonna get turned off. I mean, look at it. I mean, just look what happened. Soon as they said they were gonna turn off, the line got big. How all of a sudden you get some money?
Came up, yeah, man, came up. Look, they came up with some money real
My
fast.
name is Mrs. Cornelia Crenshaw, and I reside at 603 Vance Avenue. Let the record also reflect that I have been in many of the budget hearings, and that I am here very frequently to look in on what the council is doing. I have had some pretty rough times down here, but that doesn't matter. I'm here again to do what I feel is necessary to be done.
Miss Cornelia Crenshaw was the mother of the civil rights movement in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Miss Cornelia Crenshaw spearheaded the strategy committee that brought Dr. Martin Luther King to Memphis.
Miss Cornelia Crenshaw coined the phrase, "I am a man," used as a rallying cry to help the Memphis sanitation workers and to put energy back into the Memphis sanitation strike. Miss Cornelia Crenshaw stated that education is an important element in our struggle and the passport to our future.
Miss Cornelia Crenshaw understood that knowledge is power. The more knowledge we have, the more power we have. Therefore, I pose, I am a woman.
I pose, I am for education in our communities.
I pose, I am empowerment.
I pose, I am women equality.
I pose, I am elimination of prejudice and discrimination. I pose, I am promotion of economic development.
Together, we are keeping Miss Cornelia Crenshaw legacy alive.
And welcome back. Now, let's change the subject for a minute. What do you think about the crime rate in the city right now?
You know, the crime rate here is horrible. I mean, when you look compared to Illinois and then here, you know, the Chicago, we think about how bad that is there, but we're so much smaller than Illinois, you know, in the Chicago, so we just gotta do better. I mean, we gotta get better.
When you look at Memphis versus Chicago per capita now, they said Memphis worse than Chicago.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Per capita, because we only got 750,000 people here, and you got several million people in Chicago. So when you look at it per capita, Memphis is I think we're the third worst city in the nation.
Well, you know,
when it comes to crime.
Back last year, one time we was ranked number one, and we were number one in the nation.
And we could be still number one.
I think we are number one. I mean, there's no day, I haven't seen a day yet where there was not. I take that back. It was just because it rained so bad.
Well, no killing.
No killing.
Well, none we've heard of.
Well, right.
You know?
None we heard of. Because there's always a death, and there's always a death within the black community.
That's right.
So it's sad, but our crime rate is just off the chain, and it's like the mayor is not. It's like he's oblivious to it.
It's like he's oblivious to it. Now, what I think we need to do, I think that we have a golden opportunity. I think they have put all this attention on Black Lives Matter. I think what we need to do is take control of our community. Because let me tell you something. If you're looking for some white man to ride in on a white horse to come in there and save you, it ain't gonna happen.
It sure is.
What you need to do, just like white folk ain't gonna ask you to come save them, you don't need to be asking white folk to come save you. What you need to do is take control of your own community.
Save
and what
ourselves.
we need to take this opportunity, since the world have decided and have pretty much said that racism and the way blacks are being treated for the last 400 years is terrible. Now, you don't look for nothing free. What you need to do is look for an opportunity to take control of your community, because believe me, nobody's gonna save us, save the black community for us,
but
us. And we gotta do it in spite of racism. And so we got to do it for the sake of our children, their children, and our children unborn. If we want the black community saved, we're going to have to do it.
Yeah, so quit worrying about somebody sweeping up around your front door, clean up your own front door. That'll solve that problem.
In fact, we can't even go and get on white folk for what they're doing until we first clean our own house up.
And we bad about that, Rick. You know, blacks are bad about that. But what you think about the post office? What the madman in office doing to the post office?
Oh, you know, I just don't understand just all the focus that he put on things that are just really not important. I mean, there's a whole lot of other things going on here. So you moving all these mailboxes and, you know, trying to, of course, I think that's to keep people from voting.
Right.
And, you know, by the mail, so, you know, via mail, so it's like, what are you afraid of?
That's right.
You know, what are you afraid of? So, I don't know. The man is a lunatic. I mean, he's just. He's
definitely a lunatic now.
Yeah, so it's like that.
I mean, but you move. This all this is about. This is nothing but a straight political move.
Exactly.
It's all about November. Because you just used and you did it for years. Mail-in ballot. You always did that. That's how he voted for years.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden now it's a problem?
And he got the nerve to say, as long as you're in a red state, mail-in ballot voting is okay. But if you're in a blue state, then it's gonna be fraud, and we can't allow it to happen.
And how can you not go out and vote when you listen to things like that? Or I mean, when it's put out there like, okay, blue states can't do ballots, but red states can. How can you not go out
There's
and
no
use
fraud
your
in the red
vote?
state,
Exactly.
but there's a lot of fraud in the blue state.
Exactly. So,
You know, this is the same man now that said, we're going to bail out the red state, but we ain't going to bail out the blue state. But now, I thought you supposed to be the president of all the states.
That's right. You gonna be, that's what make up the United States.
Exactly.
But, you know, I think it's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Now, you got somebody that like Donald Trump that have been voting by mail for years.
Yes.
But he don't want you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll tell you he don't want you to do it.
Yeah.
One thing I can say about this lunatic, he ain't hiding nothing.
No.
Yeah. No, he's out in the open, which is scary.
I mean, it was scary.
Yeah.
He done blunt. He has brung a whole lot of hate and racism from out of them hills too.
That's right.
A lot of that has been, to me, and I think it's been done by design.
Yeah.
From his part.
Yeah.
Because the things that, even though people was thinking about it, they may have thought it, but they didn't bring it to the forefront until he got in office.
He has definitely made it, those hidden people think that it's okay now. So they are coming out in droves. Now like they said, now they're not wearing
The mask.
the mask anymore. They're not wearing the sheets or whatever. I mean, they're on a, they're out there in the open now, and they think it's okay.
And the thing
And he
about
makes
it,
them think it's okay.
Yeah.
and the thing about it is you got a few confused Negroes that think it's okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
wow.
You got a few confused Negroes out there
Yeah.
that want to say this man have done a good job, and they act like they believe it.
Yeah, like the couple they sprinkled into the, when he was having his little convention. That's what it was about. They sprinkled a couple of them in there. I mean, you just can't help but wonder, what are they thinking?
You know, that RC convention was one of the worst conventions I've seen in a long time.
I mean,
for the little bit that I saw.
And then the man used the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was against all the laws. They call themselves against the Hatch Act. But the thing about the Hatch Act that says it's against the law that they use the White House and all this, that, and other. It's just like what politician does.
Yep.
You make a law with no penalty.
No.
The only thing you can say is against the law, but you can't go press no charge because there ain't no penalty.
Exactly.
What? But you think? Well, no. Depending on who's in office, who would have done it.
Well, there's no penalty. This law, he put no penalties against him using the Hatch Act. According to them, they said the other day, I heard them say the other day, when they asked them, well, why didn't y'all put a penalty with it? They said, well, if we had put a penalty with it, then it wouldn't even got through Congress.
But it goes back to what you always said sometimes, Rick. They ain't gonna penalize themselves.
They ain't gonna penalize themselves. Them jokers not gonna penalize themselves.
They ain't finna. They are not finna put something in place knowing that later on down the road it can come back and
I
bite.
don't say yeah, because that's what the laws are made for, is themselves. So naturally, there's no penalty when you know it's going to be for yourself.
And then you think about what he done did. He done appointed all these federal judges to these lifetime seats. And that's the thing that people really ain't paying attention to what he's did. Those appointments can block a lot of stuff and can hurt a lot of the working class people.
Because see, most people, most judges, when you appoint them, especially on the Supreme Court, they stay in office 30 to 40 years. So therefore, that's why you got to be very careful who you put in that presidency, because he only can stay there 8 years maximum time he can stay in office is 8 years. But he really there for 40 years if he appoint all them judges.
Yeah, because that was the remnants of him.
You got judges that he appoint. You know what? Right now they said Trump. When you look at the district judges and the ones on the circuit court, they say he done reported more judges than any president in history.
He said over 300. He said this. He done appointed over 300 judges.
He done appointed more judges than any president that ever come to.
So you already know you got roadblock after roadblock after
And believe
roadblock.
me, they got the same mindset he got.
Give the working folks nothing. That's what they got.
Now they was gonna get him when he out of office. He gonna have to go before them same judges, him and his family.
Well, maybe the reason why he put him like he did, because he feel like he'll be protected like at every level. Because if I don't appointed you, chances are you're not finna rule against me.
That's right.
So that's probably one reason why he don't, move them around the board like he did.
They say, remember, I put you there.
So You know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So at the end of the day, that's what he's looking at. So,
Okay, the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation. Just remember, we have a organization called the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation. You can make donations by going to sending a check in to the Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation, 4000 Clearpool Circle, Memphis, Tennessee 38118.
trust me, no donation is too big or too small.
Also, the Cornelia Crenshaw Foundation. You can also send a donation in to the Cornelia Crenshaw Foundation. You go to CorneliaCrenshaw.com, CorneliaCrenshaw.com, and you can send a donation in to Cornelia Crenshaw Foundation. And just remember, you know, we introduced you all to Cornelia Crenshaw. Most of what we're going through right now, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we got right now had it not been for Cornelia Crenshaw. Remember, Cornelia Crenshaw is the one who put pressure on MLGW to force them to start allowing partial payments.
That's right.
So if it had not been for Cornelia Crenshaw, a lot of people out here be hurt right now.
Look, probably one for Cornelia Crenshaw, a lot of them be already off right now. Oh man, time ran out already.
Oh, Belinda, we glad you came.
Well,
Yeah, it was an honor to have
You're gonna have to come back.
Well, thank you. Hey, most definitely, if you invite me, I'm here.
All righty.
I appreciate it.
We're good.
With the
We'll keep that door open.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.
Until next time, I'm Corey Hester.
I'm Rick Thompson.
We'll see you again on the Labor.
I'm a grown